It is customary on Valentine's Days to choose a person to be your Valentine's or special person. For me, that person on this Valentine's Day is my mother. From the moment we're born, our mothers are there for us, and essentially, they have chosen us. We are blue gray before we take our first breaths and turn brilliant, even fiery red with life. And for some of us, even screaming at the top of our lungs. And yet, they still choose us. For most of us, fortunately, our mothers have been there from the beginning, and they continue to be there. I want to acknowledge the most amazing human being in my life. It's my mother, and I'm choosing her for my Valentine's. In the early days as a newborn, I was very near death. My mother would be there to reassure family members and, among others, the doctors that wanted to give up on me. She would say everything would be okay. You see, mothers, they just know things. And even in this case, she chose me. She would spend sleepless nights and hard days making sure that everything would be all right for many, many years to come. And later, her encouragement would be with me even when it meant starting several instruments, and in my case, that would be 7. She would encourage me never to quit, and even if that meant starting a new instrument over and over and over again. She never complained and always smiled, and even then, she chose me. Strong is a word used to describe bodybuilders and elephants who are used to move trees. And yes, they are strong. But the word is not just for physical fitness. It's for mentality too. You see, you have to be very strong to tolerate the agony of a student musician learning several instruments with their off keys and screeching notes. I'm sure she had to wear earplugs, but even then, she chose me. In my mother's case, she worked 30 years in service to others both day and night. She always put her families first, even before the term putting families first was a fashion statement. She did her job always with a smile, and in all my years, I've never heard her complain. A friend of the family's you once said to us, Deborah must have favor with Father Time because no one could do as much work in 24 hours as that woman does. She always gave of herself, only asking for honesty, respect, and that you do the best that you can at whatever you choose to do. Even then, she chose me. Knowing everything, as her teenage son did, of course, my mother was always supportive of me. She was always there in my corner. She was my cheerleader, my promoter. She was my doctor, my nurse, my driver, my caregiver. She was my boo-boo kisser, and Lord knows, she was my disciplinarian. But most importantly, she was my mom. So this Valentine's Day, and for those days that are just those just because days, Mom, I choose you.